healthy living. There is this trend that is happening now. Before, prior to, I think, 10, 20 years ago, infectious diseases used to be the leading causes of death globally, like the whole world. Then, mostly in Africa, of which Nigeria is inside. But recently, due to varieties of things, globalization, industrialization, traveling, we no longer have infectious diseases as the leading causes of death. Rather, we have non-communicable diseases. We call them chronic disabling diseases now. So if you go online to check the top 10 leading causes of death globally, you will see, before you see an infectious disease, you see about 3 to 4 chronic diseases. That's to say how serious it is. And in Africa, Nigeria precisely, this chronic diseases was never an issue like that. It was more of infectious disease. So infectious diseases are those ones that can be transmitted from one person to another. And we actually know the causes, like malaria. We know that malaria is gotten from the bite of female Anopheles mosquito during blood meal, and diarrhea and the rest of them. But due to improve in a standard of living, improve in hygiene, both personal and environmental hygiene, that have been handled. Though we are still having those issues now, but not as often as we used to. But we realized that recently this chronic they are becoming a burden in Africa. When I say chronic diseases, those are cancer, stroke, hypertension, diabetes, and the rest of them. And one interesting thing about these diseases is that we don't know the cause. Rather, you can tell varieties of things like cancer. They will tell you cancer does not have a particular something that causes it, and that's why we don't have a cure for them. So for you to eliminate something, you have to know the root cause. Rather, they will tell you varieties of things, this food, this, that, some lack of exercise make one to come down with this disease. But the good news about this chronic disease is that there are factors that contribute to them, and they have been distinguished between modifiable and non-modifiable. Modifiable are those ones you can do something about, you can actually change it. Then non-modifiable is those ones we cannot change, such as genetics and age, as well as gender. So cancer, for instance, now, they will tell you the modifiable risk factors. Those things that are risk factors are those things that can, present us to these diseases and make them have easy access to our body. Like we have nutrition, we have lifestyle and behavior. So the food we eat has an effect to our health, the way we behave, the way we act. So this morning I will be taking us on the benefits of eating tomato, raw tomato, in the prevention of cancer. When I say tomato, I'm not talking about the one we fry in stew. We fry it, the stew will become very dry, say it is sweet. You are not actually eating tomato, you are just satisfying your taste bud. So the tomato I'm talking of is the raw one, the fresh tomato. So tomato, we can say is a fruit as well as vegetable. We say it's a fruit because it has seed and it has flower. So botanically, when they are classifying it, they can call it a fruit. Then also it's called a vegetable due to the way we use it when we cook. We cook with vegetable. Then essentially this tomato is high in a particular substance called lycopene. This lycopene is what gives it that red color. And this lycopene, most fruits that are red in color have this substance. It's a carotenoid. And sorry if I use some terms, I really don't know how to break it down. So this tomato, that lycopene embedded in tomato, have lots of health effects, like both to our health, our hearts, our skin, as well as it has a very high antioxidant properties. So our body produces free radicals often when we breathe, respiration, digestion, and the rest of that. So these free radicals, our body immune system have been tasked to kind of like tackle them. But when these free radicals are in high essence, something has to be done. If not, they can build up and bring different kind of diseases, of which cancer is one of them. So cancer is not rocket science. It's just like the normal cell increasing more than the number it's supposed to be. Let's say it's supposed to be 50, then that's in 60, 70, 80. That is a serious problem. So that lycopene in that tomato is actually helpful in fighting those free radicals. Not just fighting them, it also eliminates them from the body. So we did just few things I'm saying now. And the good thing is that this tomato, you can never abuse it. Like, you not say you are overdose or overdose. Just keep eating it. At least every day, you eat like 2 tomatoes. Raw one, not the one you cook. Your rice and stew, just slice them, eat it with your rice. It's very, very okay. And I'll close this session by reading one quote that I love so much. He said by Dr. Mark Hyman, he said, what most people don't realize that food is not just calories that we put into the body. It is information which contain messages that communicate to every cell of the body. So bear it in mind when you are eating. You are actually sending message to those food. Go and do this thing to this cell. So if you send a good message, you will deliver good message. If you send wrong message, the wrong message won't even send very well. And I hope that we'll keep living healthy, because these chronic diseases, they don't have causes. And they don't have symptoms. So by the time you start seeing the symptoms, that's when the thing has that you start running head. Unlike malaria, you start having small fever, you treat it. But this one, once you see symptoms, you don't sit on that. Thank you very much.